Bryce Young helped turn his career around with one small but important tweak to his game. Part of why he was a number one overall pick was because of his playmaking ability, but he's small in stature, and as a rookie, he tried to do too much. When he felt pressure, he tried to get out and try to make a big play, and that would lead to sacks and sometimes even super sacks. Pressure to sack rate is a stat that Pro Football Focus keeps track of that measures how often a pressure turns to a sack for a quarterback. So for a quarterback that is good at avoiding sacks, this number would be pretty low for him. Bryce Young was terrible at avoiding sacks as a rookie. Like we mentioned, he tried to do too much when he got pressured. 24.5% of pressures turned into sacks for Bryce Young. That would rank him 38th among qualifying quarterbacks, so he was worse than a number of backups. Last season, he drastically improved in this area. Only 16.7% of pressures turned into sacks for him, which would rank him 13th among qualifying quarterbacks, which would mean he went from god awful to better than average, which is a pretty drastic improvement. It's not like he'll ever get bigger or faster to get away from pass rushers. He is who he is. This clip is from his rookie season. He just tried to do too much when he was getting pressured. And this is a good example of it. It's 4th and 1. Right here, he can hit Adam Thielen for a first down if he wants to, but instead he tries to get him to turn up field for a bigger play. He gets hit while throwing the ball. He stares down Thielen, and the ball gets picked off. Another area in which he struggled as a rookie was against the blitz. This play is from the same game as the last clip. He has a stick concept to his right. He has a blitz coming from the field, but he should be able to get rid of this ball still. The defensive end to the stick side drops and covers the stick, so he should be able to hit that speed out. He doesn't see it, and he tries to throw the ball to the left where no one's there. It ends up being a fumble, and it ends up counting as a sack because the fumble rolled out of bounds. He likely thought that his back would release there, so he thought he would have an outlet, but the back had to pick up the blitz. He just didn't trust his receivers to be where they're going to be. I think he didn't have a great understanding of the offense and his blitz answers. And that led to him holding on to the ball instead of throwing it. And you just saw so much more confidence as far as knowing where his receivers are going to be and where his outlets are going to be when he was pressured in his second season. I think last season he made the conscious decision to just get rid of the ball to his outlet whenever he felt pressure and let his playmakers make plays. This clip is from last year against the Buccaneers, the same team we saw him struggle against. He gets pressure up the middle. He just gets rid of the ball to his running back, and his running back is able to make a play downfield. But this doesn't mean he's just a check down Charlie whenever he feels pressure. Part of the reason why you drafted him number one overall is because of his playmaking ability, but you want to balance it out. You don't want to take those super sacks on early downs, but on third down, you might as well try to make a play like he does here on 3rd and 10. The Bucks are going to show blitz. He gets pressure up the middle. He breaks outside the pocket, and he might be able to hit his tight end Tommy Treble for a short gain here. But he sees a defensive back drive on him. Treble sees the same thing, and he throws the ball upfield right as Tremble is getting upfield. That's just really unique processing by both players to be able to anticipate that and make that throw on time. This play is a great juxtaposition to that play that we looked at earlier from his rookie season, in which he tried to throw to Thielen and it ended up getting intercepted. Here is 3rd and 10. He processes it quicker. He's able to make a throw on time. There's no hesitation. He saw the opportunity and is able to complete the big play. And it's not always about getting outside the pocket whenever you feel pressure. This is from the last game of the season, 3rd and 6 against the Falcons. It's about subtle pocket movements. And I think for a quarterback that's smaller, it's sometimes tempting to just get outside the pocket. But here you can see him just getting more confidence towards the end of the season. He gets a little bit of pressure up the middle. And instead of panicking, he just sidesteps it. And again, he knows exactly where he's going with the ball as soon as he feels pressure. He's not holding on to it, completes a big play on 3rd and 6 and gets the ball close to the end zone. In the end, Bryce has to be selective of when he wants to be aggressive as a playmaker. For example, here he's down 6 points, 2:47 left, 3rd and 11, ball's on a 2 yard line. You typically don't want to hold on to the ball in this situation, especially when there's a threat of a safety. But time is winding down. You're going against a very good team in the Eagles, and you have to try to make a play. You might not have another opportunity, so he tries to extend, almost gets sacked. He's able to get away from it, and he ends up making a great throw to convert 3rd and 11. And as he gets older, he's going to understand when he needs to try to make a play and when he has to get into that mode of just finding an outlet when he feels that pressure. And there's more to prove as a quarterback of shorter stature. You can't be like a Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, or Jalen Hurts, who are allergic to throwing the ball over the middle of the field. He's not as athletic as those guys. He can't count on that ability to always get away from pressure and create plays. So he has to be willing to throw the ball over the middle with a little bit more consistency. That's hard to do as a shorter quarterback to see over that line down the middle of the field. But I think he's shown the willingness to do it more than those guys. So we'll see how he improves in those areas in his third season.